These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode. How about them Celtics? We're recording Tuesday, January 9th, and we are talking about what we said we would talk about yesterday when the game ended. Celtics lost to the Pacers 133-131. Hopefully that score is right. It's off the dome. I'm pretty sure it is. And the last 2-minute report dropped today very late because they had a lot of stuff to talk about. Let me put it on the screen here. So basically what happened, obviously we all know what happened in the game in terms of the fouls that were called. And it ended up being that the foul call on Buddy Hield on Jaylen Brown that they originally called, that was then challenged by the Pacers and then overturned, was correct. They doubled down, basically. They said, we were right. The ref's explanation on replay review, the coach's challenge of the shooting foul called on Hield was deemed successful. The video clearly shows that Hield reaches forward, makes contact with the ball from behind. While in contact with the ball, Hield also makes minimal contact with Brown's head, and on review, the contact was deemed to be incidental. As the rulebook makes clear, the mere fact that contact occurs that does not necessarily constitute a foul. Contact which is incidental to an effort by a player to defend an opponent, reach a loose ball, perform a normal defensive or offensive movements is not considered illegal. Play resumed with Indiana possession since Nesmith had imminent possession of the ball. We'll talk about that too. However, the bad parts of the game were two incorrect calls. First one, Miles Turner fouled Derek White. That was pretty inconsequential. He was just moving screen. However, Kristaps Porzingis foul on Benedict Mathurin that ultimately cost the Celtics a game. Wrong. Porzingis is above the ball and legally contests Mathurin's shot attempt with some incidental arm contact during the concurrent block, blah, blah, blah. Basically, they messed it up. They got it wrong. So those two calls, those were the outcome from the last 2-minute report. NBA basically saying, yeah, we messed up on that one. And as much as we talked about how it didn't matter, we did a video similar to this on Joel Embiid with the out of bounds thing. That didn't matter. This is a little different. This matters a little bit more because they did get a call wrong that directly cost the Celtics the game. Somebody tweeted out, I think it was, I can't remember if it's Frosty Bias or Mike Dinan or somebody on Twitter I saw tweeted out that 4 of the Celtics losses this season have had incorrect calls in the last 5 minutes that have directly impacted the result of the game, which is kind of entertaining. But this one feels a bit more significant than the Embiid one. The thing that gets me is one, I regardless of their doubling down on the Jaylen Brown thing, I still think that's crap. He still hit him in the back of the head. I don't think you can overturn that. And two, they basically made a mistake, like based on their word, they made a mistake on Jaylen Brown one because it was incidental contact and they called it and they were like, yeah, our bad. And then they made the same exact mistake on the other end, but the Celtics just didn't have the challenge to overturn it. Like this is horrendous. This is awful.
So first things first, I hate to lead with this.
I'm right.
I was right.
I knew
I was right.
Yes.
I didn't think the Jaylen thing should have been a foul. Now I understand that the overturn is outrageous, and I can get behind that because I think if you call that a foul, like whatever, you look at the replay and you can see forearm hitting his head, you can be like, yes, foul, or it's very difficult to overturn. But
that's yes.
My main gripe, which was the main gripe at the time, was that you cannot call a ticky-tack jump shot shooting foul with the game on the line. And the last 2-minute report agrees with me. The man jumped into Porzingis. I don't even know if that's on here. I don't think it was. The foul itself was not a reviewable matter, which is fine. But
he jumped into
him. That's ass. That is a when in doubt, swallow the whistle moment. As is the Jaylen one. In fairness, like I don't think the Jaylen thing should have been a foul. It was called a foul. The overturn is a little bit crazy, sure. The Benedict Mathurin call is the worst thing to come out of this game. It is a travesty. I can't believe that this is something that's even being considered a foul. It just like you cannot. This is both shots in this situation are play stupid games, win stupid prizes shots. Jaylen Brown went into 3 people and took a very difficult shot to try and win the game. Mind you, I did see, I think in our YouTube comments, somebody say if it was Tatum, he would have made sure there was no time left, which is actually a decent thought process of make sure there's no chance for your team to lose the game. That's not even what I'm thinking.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, oh, yeah, it's actually a pretty good point. But when we think of the time remaining, we're like, wow, it would have been sick if they used it to move the ball to maybe perhaps Derek White, who was wide open at the top of the key. Or just slow down and don't force something like that. I get it. It's the end of the game. The adrenaline's pumping, whatever. Benedict Mathurin. Porzingis is perhaps the second biggest player in the NBA in terms of just pure, long, looks like Gumby type player. This man tried to fire a 3 over him, jumped into him, and was rewarded for it. I get there was no time left. But let's not pretend like that was a great look. He took a contested shot. You can't be rewarding guys for taking and settling for contested jump shots. It happens throughout games. If you listen to the show, this is something I'm extremely consistent on. I think the jump shot fouls are a bunch of bullshit. I hate them. I understand the dangerousness of the landing spot. Still think it's stupid. Still think if you play pickup, it doesn't get called. And if somebody does call it in pickup, people are like raising their eyebrows. Like, what the hell's going on here? We serious right now? That's the kind of reaction I have with the NBA. I understand it's not street ball. It's not pickup. But at the same time, there is that same level of competitiveness where it's like, all right, like, it wasn't exactly the best look as it is. Let's not pretend the foul is the reason the ball didn't go in, if there even is a foul, which according to this, there was not.
I think that's why they changed it to like there. I think in the NBA's defense, I do think they have made adjustments to try and fix it because like it is a dangerous thing, like going under your opponent and stepping under them. And they have made adjustments in terms of the leg kick out. That's not allowed anymore. They're pretty good at not giving it to a player usually if they significantly jump forward and the defender goes straight up. I mean, let me pull up the replay. Porzingis is literally moving backwards on this play, and Mathurin jumps into like there is no Porzingis going under him. It is obscene. Let me pull up this replay of the
We're upset.
All right, here we go. Here we go. This is the play. Porzingis defending Mathurin. You can see. Watch Porzingis. He starts here, as you can see.
He's outside
behind the 3-point line, and he ends way inside. He is jumping
the secondary
backwards.
Logo on the little like wing inside
backwards.
Inside the 3-point line rather.
The NFL season is wrapping up, and there's still time to get in on the action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. Now, the app is so easy to use, and there are so many different ways to bet, like live same-game parlays, find bets in the new Explore tab, make a parlay in the Parlay Hub, the best way to find popular parlays, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/Boston and make your first bet a layup. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
If this right here, this is what they're calling incident. This is what they called the foul on, supposedly. If this is incidental contact, like that is not even close to as bad as the Buddy Hield thing. Is my thing. And I
last
know
2 minutes says it's the same. They're both called incidental contact,
which I disagree with. First of all, like the Buddy Hield thing is not. I think was a foul, regardless. But say I
That's
put
fine.
My thoughts aside for a second.
You can have your stance on it.
Yeah, put my thoughts aside for a second. One, you fucked up on the Jaylen Brown thing, and Rick Carlisle gave you a chance to fix it. Then you doubled down and made the same shit call on the other end. Like that can't happen. That just can't happen. And we are the furthest thing from the blame the refs people. We went on an entire 10-minute tangent after that Sixers game about how that call didn't matter. Yes, the Celtics shouldn't have let it get to this point. It was a bad third quarter, bad free throw misses, poor defense, couldn't get a stop. That is a game-altering fuck-up, objectively. The Embiid thing is one thing, because like the Embiid thing is like, oh yeah, the Celtics would have gotten the ball back if they would have a chance to maybe, something. This is
Well, the Celtics also like really messed around the entire game except for like 3 minutes against Philly.
Yes, but even if they called that Embiid thing, there was no guarantee the Celtics, win the game. There's no guarantee they win this game. If this doesn't get called, this game goes to overtime.
Still no guarantee.
I know, but
These
it
boys
is different.
playing in overtime.
But it is different. This is too, in my
It's more
opinion,
likely that they would win.
Yeah, this
versus
is
what they would have had to do.
not
to beat
even.
Philly.
It is a significantly better chance of winning because it would have been even ground. This you can't fuck up twice in a row. The doubling down, the two of the same exact blown call in a row is what gets me because, again, my opinion, I think the Brown thing is horseshit. Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, Jason Tatum all took to Twitter after the last 2-minute report and said, "All right, whatever, this is fucked. Like y'all got it wrong." I think it's bad. I think it was a bad double down. I mean, Keith was saying in the Celtics log chat, good to know you can just hit people in the back of the head when you're blocking shots now. That's basically what the thing is saying. There's a difference between that sort of incidental contact and what did he brush his elbow with his this is I don't know. This shit pissed me off. The double down is terrible. The missed
Hield.
call is terrible. You can't do it. That's awful.
To your point, if his incidental contact came from a body part that was a bit lower, aka the elbow, it might have been reviewed for a flagrant.
Buddy Hield.
That's how. If Buddy Hield had elbowed him in the back of the head instead of forearm, it'd be like maybe it was a flagrant. That's just how it goes. I am not a blame the refs guy. I truly don't care about the Jaylen one. I just think the Mickey Mouse ticky tack Mathurin foul was bad. I can understand the fury behind the Jaylen overturn. You're not crazy for that.
Terrible.
But at the end of the day, you have to play better basketball throughout the game. You have to be able to get stops after Tyrese Halliburton goes out and they are left with TJ McConnell. And it shouldn't have been this close. Similar to the Sixers game, not apples to apples exactly. But there are parallels. Well, if they just didn't play around, if they got stops, these calls would not have mattered. And there is the saying, you don't want to leave it in the officials' hands.
Sure. I agree. But this is it's less that it was the one call, missed calls happen. I'm not going to sit here and call say the official should be fired, blah, blah, blah. Shit happens, right? I'm officiating in the NBA. It's got to be one of the hardest jobs. It's not easy at all. And I'll sit here and admit that. It is we missed
hard too, to our credit.
It is the fact that they made the same exact fucked up call in a row, twice. They admitted, basically, the last 2-minute report admitted, yeah, we made 2 shit calls in the last 30 seconds of the game. That's what it said. The only reason the Pacers one didn't count is because Carlisle had his challenge. They made the same bad call twice in a row. There was no good outcome from this for the refs. There was nothing good. It was either, doubling down. It was either, yes, we got the Jaylen one correct. Don't worry about it. We also got the Porzingis one correct, even though it's both the same similar contact. And again, I still stand by the one on Jaylen was worse. Or what happened, they admitted, yeah, we messed up the same exact call 2 times in a row on game-ending shots, on game-deciding shots is what I mean. That is where it's guys, come on, we gotta be better.
Also, obligatory. Can't get that mad at the Jaylen one because they missed 9 free throws anyway. So you can't really guarantee that the free throws were going in.
Sure, I suppose.
Have to pick at it.
This is the tweet I saw, by the way. We can wrap with this. Mike Dinan, it was, who tweeted this. 4 of the Celtics' 8 losses had incorrect calls in the last 2 minutes of the game. The Tatum, this is the one that I think mattered the least. Tatum fouled on the shot, tied the score with 126 left. They lost in OT. You got to OT. You should just win in OT. Embiid stepping out of bounds was bad. The clock error in Charlotte, again, you lost the Charlotte game because you lost it. But I forgot about that. That was an egregious clock. That was some bullshit. And then what team they played? The Indiana one. Again, the Celtics were in all of those games, should have won all of those games. It is what it is. This one in particular just rubbed me the wrong way. You can't.
Sure.
2 in a row, two of the same exact call in a row, and you messed it up, guys. Come on, please.
I can
That's
get
bad.
behind some being mean to people. If
Bad.
there's nothing else,
Bad.
the referee's bad at the end of this one.
Let us know what y'all think in the comments. This one got LeBron weighing in,
Which is
Sam loved
awful.
that too. But
It
anyways,
is
let us know
funny.
what
I made the meme last night, and then he came trotting along.
did talk about it. He did have something to say. Let us know what y'all think of the missed calls, the ref stuff. What you think. Also, just an addendum. Tyrese Halliburton, only a couple weeks. Thank God. Truly, like I'm a huge fan of Hallie. I know you are too. Like that I was.
I
really
got
happy
whatever
that
he
wasn't as
didn't
bad.
get. I'll tell you that. Now my
But
hamstring's tight.
thank y'all for tuning in. Subscribe to How About Them Celtics. Leave us a comment down below, and I'll throw it over to Sam.
Hey, thank you very much for watching. If you're on YouTube, which you are because you're watching, make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more of these videos or daily uploads, including full-length pods, game recaps, talking seas with Bobby Kravitsky, film breakdowns, and rumor breakdowns. You can also find our 30-minute pregame streams for each game on the YouTube channel as well as Facebook and Twitter. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple. The audio versions of the pods and game recaps are there for you. If you follow, they'll go right to your inbox. Leave us a 5-star review. Say something nice. You can also reach out to us via email, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Saw a few of you did so today. Did appreciate them. They were very thoughtful emails. I don't know if you've looked yet, but they were thoughtful. Little tease for the pod. But yes, we read them every pod. So we always love when people have something to say, even if it's not always the most intelligent. We do appreciate you caring enough to reach out. You can also find us on socials at How About Them C's, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Again, Facebook, the name of the podcast, and you can also find our pregame streams there and on Twitter. Jack's Twitter is at JackSmonNBA. Mine is at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.
That is bogus! These guys are ridiculous!